Hey everyone. So, if you've ever made the jump from the SQL world over to MongoDB, you've probably had a moment where you missed the safety net of a good old-fashioned transaction. Well, today, we're going to break down exactly how MongoDB brought that power to NoSQL with multi-document transactions.
You know the feeling, right? Especially if you come from a relational database background. You need to update a user's profile and their order history all at once. It has to be a package deal. Either both operations succeed or neither of them should. Have you ever wished you had that same exact safety net in MongoDB?
Well, wish granted. That's exactly what MongoDB delivered. Starting all the way back in version 4.0, they introduced multi-document transactions, and this was a game changer. It brought that powerful concept of atomic operations to NoSQL, letting you group a bunch of changes across different documents and treat them as a single, indivisible unit. Okay, so let's unpack that a little. A multi-document transaction is basically a promise. It's a promise that a whole series of reads and writes will be treated as one single thing. And this is absolutely crucial for keeping your data clean and consistent, especially in complex apps. It's the secret sauce behind that all-or-nothing execution. Right. This all-or-nothing idea, the technical term is atomicity, is really the heart and soul of what makes transactions so safe. It's what guarantees your database is never left in some weird halfway updated state. So look, every transaction can only end in one of two ways. If everything goes perfectly, you commit it. And only then, at that exact moment, are all your changes saved and made visible to everybody else. But if anything goes wrong, say a server hiccup or a validation error, the transaction aborts. And when that happens, every single change is thrown out, like it never even happened.
Okay, so that's the what and the why. Now let's get to the fun part, the how. How do you actually put these things to work in your code?
Yeah, this is where the rubber meets the road, right? The concept makes perfect sense, but what does it actually look like when you're writing code? Well, you'll see it's surprisingly straightforward. Here's the #1 rule you gotta remember. Every single transaction in MongoDB has to live inside what's called a session. Just think of a session as the context, or the container, that's tracking your sequence of operations. And you can only have one active transaction per session at a time, which is great because it keeps everything nice and clean. The whole lifecycle is basically a 4-step dance. First, you grab a session from your database connection. Then, you use that session to explicitly call startTransaction. From that point on, you can do all your create, read, update, and delete operations, and they all stay in their own little bubble for now. And then the final step is to make a choice. Either call commitTransaction to make it all permanent, or abortTransaction to just wipe the slate clean. Now, like any powerful feature, transactions come with some rules and limitations, and it's really, really important to know what you can't do inside of a transaction, just so you don't run into any surprises down the road. So there are a few key rules to keep in mind, and you can see them all here. But I want to call out two really big ones. First, you can only work with collections that already exist, so you can't create a new collection in the middle of a transaction. And second, transactions are strictly for your application data. You can't do admin tasks like creating indexes or messing with system collections inside of one. I'll just leave this up for a second so you can scan the others. Okay, so a single transaction is pretty easy to wrap your head around, but in a real-world app, you've got lots of users all trying to change data at the same time. So how does MongoDB handle that potential for chaos? I mean, this is the million-dollar question for any database, right? If my transaction is trying to update a product's inventory, and at the exact same millisecond, your transaction is trying to do the same thing, how does the system stop things from turning into a total mess? The answer is a beautiful concept called isolation. Basically, while your transaction is running, all of its changes are happening in a private temporary workspace. No other process, no other transaction can see those uncommitted changes. This makes sure that everyone is always working with a consistent view of the data, and it prevents one transaction from tripping over the half-finished work of another. So what happens when that second transaction comes along and tries to commit its change to a document that the first transaction has already touched? Well, MongoDB is smart. It actively detects this collision. And to protect the integrity of your data, it automatically aborts the second transaction and gives you this very specific, very helpful error, a write conflict. It's basically telling your app, whoa, hold on, someone else just changed this. You should probably try again. Okay, let's do a super quick recap of the essentials. First, transactions are atomic. It's all or nothing.
They are always session-based, and you control them with 3 simple commands: start, commit, and abort. Always keep the limitations in mind, and finally, rest easy knowing that MongoDB's built-in conflict handling is there to protect your data.
Hey, if this explainer helped clear things up for you, we'd really appreciate it if you could hit that like button, maybe share it with a friend or colleague, and of course, subscribe for more deep dives just like this one.
And I'll leave you with one last thing to chew on. We've talked all about how powerful transactions are, but they do come with a bit of a performance cost. So, knowing that MongoDB's single document operations are already atomic by default, when might it actually be a better and more performant choice to just stick with the classic document model instead of wrapping everything in a full multi-document transaction? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.